Om Namo Narayana, Hare Krishna. Today, something came in the mail, and it's so exciting that I thought I'd just do an episode about it. Something I've mentioned before, but I think it's really important, and something that deserves mentioning again for any of you curious about ISKCON, but who have worries and concerns, or you're ex-ISKCON, or you don't know, but you have some issues. Well, I'd like to give you something that might give you an answer to one thing, and that is a magazine called Back to Prabhupada, which is put out a couple times a year by the ISKRON Revival Movement. It's not ISKCON. I don't think ISKCON approves of this. Some teachers, gurus, have individually, or maybe, I don't know, whatever. It's a touchy-feely thing. This is issue 77. It just came in my mail this morning. The ISKCON Revival Movement is led by a fellow by the name of Krishnakant. I've talked to him on email many times. I can't tell you anything about him. He keeps himself very secret. This is all you need to know about his life. This magazine, and there's a website and also a book, and I'll show that to you in a minute. This is his life's work, and it's amazing, and it's awesome, and it topples ISKCON. Literally topples ISKCON. His thing, and I've asked him how he got started in this, but he wouldn't answer, and that's fine. His thing is to bring to the attention of the world that the Archaya, I'm going to get my terminology wrong, but I'm also trying to make this very simple, that the guru system currently in place that sets up gurus and teachers and swamis is not what Swami Prabhupada wanted, and is not a legitimate system based on his last will and testament, but a perversion of a system that keeps men in power who crave power. He calls out the system. Also, he calls out those teachers that supposedly are the highest and the high, and they're great swamis, and they represent the legacy of Swami Prabhupada, except what they say contradicts Swami Prabhupada, goes against Swami Prabhupada, says different things. And when they are pushed, when they're asked questions, yes, but what about? They don't answer. Which means these are not men who should be gurus. These are just men who want power, and they found a way of doing it via ISKCON. Maybe they are wannabe politicians. Maybe they got into ISKCON a long time ago, realized, I don't know, but I'm here now, and I got no money and no job, no family. Might as well make the best of it. Maybe these are men who, for whatever reason, I don't know, but they're not teaching the legacy of Prabhupada. They're teaching something different. And I am going to confess, I'm not an ISKCON member. I've watched a lot of stuff with ISKCON, and I have many of the books. And at one point, I'm reading and I'm, talking to gurus, and I went, nope, I'm done. I don't want to be a part of this. Something's off. There are some things that Swami Prabhupada says that I believe are Indian Bengali culture. His feelings on women and on African Americans rub me the wrong way. I haven't done an episode about this because they're heavy, but I've wanted to put it out there because I know other people have issues, and it feels to me it's not necessarily Vedic. It's more Bengali, and I can't fault him for being a product of his world, though. Also, there's some things he recommends which I believe, if they were put into action, would cause the complete destruction of our current society, but not in a good way, but in a way that would make our lives very difficult. We would lose technology and this and that. We wouldn't have it anymore. conveniences would be gone. And these conveniences, while the computer and technology might be evil, they also spread the message. They also do a lot of good. The world is probably a better place because of the internet. So to get rid of it because of its evil, and we should go back to a world like Vedic times. Yeah, do you realize you have some good things here? We don't have to all live like Amish. Now, I'm not actually quoting Swami Prabhupada when I say this. I'm actually quoting some of his gurus, which was an unintentional segue to one of the things that pushed me away was the gurus I encountered. There's a couple really good ones, but a lot of them were like, I'm listening to them going, I don't know what the heck. You're certainly not enlightened. You certainly don't seem to have any insight that I'm not getting from Deepak Chopra. And you seem to be incredibly contradictory. And you seem to be very arrogant and narcissistic. How the hell did you become a guru? Well, there's many of them who should not be. They are the ones that pushed me away from ISKCON. And I must confess that the more I kind of read about Swami Prabhupada, I soften a lot on some of the hostility I had with him. And I realize he's not necessarily a bad guy. I got some things from him. Like I said, he had some cultural things about him that can be forgiven. We are all a part of the world we live in. And yes, there may be some criticisms of the way he handled ISKCON, but I don't know if he ever saw ISKCON becoming what it became. If you think about this old man leaving his family, leaving his country with a couple books under his arm on a boat into a world he knew nothing about, and then the result, which was a complete religious revolution to this day that changed the world, thanks to George Harrison and others who, helped make him popular. But still, he probably would have been popular anyways. I don't know if he ever saw, and sometimes I think things got out of his control, and things happened that he didn't actually know about, and he passed away, and then those things kept going, and some bad people kept going. But had he known, he probably would have put a stop to it. So I don't actually fault him for everything that I used to. But I still say some of these gurus are questionable. That's where Back to Prabhupada comes in. So if you are interested in some of the ideas I have just spoken to you about, and you may say to yourself, I have had those same thoughts, or God, yes, I've wondered, check out Back to Prabhupada magazine. The website's down below. You can also Google ISKRON Revival Movement. As I said, this is not part of ISKCON, it just uses the ISKCON name. So there's a magazine that comes out. This is literally new. I haven't even read this yet. This is that new. It literally came this morning. And you can sign up for a subscription. And here's the amazing thing. Krishnakant, he writes this, as far as I know. He's the only one that does this. And it's free. He will mail this to you anywhere you are in the world. I'm not joking. I give him some money once a year because I just want to. I think he has a good cause, and I don't mind. It's a small price for what he's doing. And this is so huge now. This isn't just one little guy sitting away in his bedroom going, listen to me. We can see right here in this ISKCON Gurus promote BTP, Back to Prabhupada program. ISKCON is aware of this movement, and he is maybe making changes? I think so. But certainly folks are aware and talking about issues which they probably never talked about until this guy with his selfless cause. Check it out. This is something you should check out. There's another magazine here for an example. This is actually a summary magazine he sent that I've kept. Talks about all sorts of things. The Guru hoax. How gurus fall down. What is an acharya? He really goes through and details his argument. The guy must have a background in debate or something. He really details. So check this out. If you want to know what ISKCON would look like if it followed the words of Prabhupada, There's also a book, I mentioned it earlier. He has a couple, but this one I like. He sent it to me. It's called The Final Order. I've talked about this before on my channel. You can go back to another live show where I discuss this as a recommendation. You need to check this out. This is 135 pages proving that the Acharya ritvik system is broken and wrong. And he is so thorough in this argument that you may be like, yeah, well, he might say that, he might feel this, but he's hardcore. This guy, I just really respect him so much, because he doesn't half-ass it. And I've read books by people in religious groups who are defending their position, because every religion is surrounded by controversy. 100% of religions. And if your religion is not surrounded by controversy, probably nobody knows it exists. And I've seen people defend themselves, and their arguments are so weak. It's like, do you think we're all stupid? Or their arguments are, oh, well, everything is fine. Anyone who criticizes us is just a liar. Just a liar. He doesn't take that approach. This is a guy who's been, 20 years, maybe more than that, read everything. He follows these gurus. I've emailed Krishnakant like a video, like, oh my god, something just got mentioned in this video, and he's like, yep, I'm already there. But what he does in this book is he debunks like every argument you could get. So this is a chapter, Objections Relating Directly to the Form and Circumstances of Srila Prabhupada's Final Order on the Ritvik System. Objection 1. The July 9th letter clearly implies that it was only set up for while Srila Prabhupada was physically present. And then he details, well, what is this letter? What does this mean? Yada, 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 yada. And he goes through, point 5. Maybe there was some special background surrounding the issuing of the order. Nope, he debunks that, he debunks that. And it's just page after page of detail and quotes and references to this and that and finding things. And it's just like, point 9, I think it's like 30-something points or something that he just... No, it's not 30-something in that section. It's like, there's a lot. He just debunks everything, and he talks about this and that, and well, here we have this and here we have that, here's the last will, here's a recording, they contradict each other, it's ironic that the recording isn't well known, and he shows us why the recording, because this person hid it, this person denies it exists. He doesn't just say things, he backs himself up. So if you have questions about ISKCON, I highly encourage you, Google IRM, ISKRON Revival Movement. The magazine, as far as I know, he reprints everything on his website. There's so many articles on his website. You're going to be lost for days. There actually may be articles on the website that aren't in the magazine. I don't quite know the relationship. But trust me, you are going to be lost in a wealth of criticism that I have not seen any rebuttal to, debunking anything Krishnakant says. He's hardcore. He's hardcore. And I'm not just saying that because I think the guy's probably a really nice guy. Love to have coffee with him if he wasn't across the ocean. But no one can criticize him. And when they do, he puts it in the magazine. So-and-so. Or there's an article in the latest one. It's called Canceling the Fact Checkers. And he'll actually comment on when someone comments on him. He'll respond back. So it's really interesting. I just want to read one little paragraph to show you how thorough this guy is. This is like the only thing I read this morning. I haven't been home for most of the day. And then I'll end this video and just tell you to go check out this magazine. So this is an article called Never Trust the Bluffers. It's 3 columns. There's a lot of reading here, folks. Always check the evidence. And he is talking about the, quote, GBC voted in Guru HH Trivikrama Swami, who was confronted by IRM members Jayananda Dasa and Krishna Bhakta Dasa and others. So here is a quote from Jayananda Dasa. After putting so much faith in these people, conditioned souls, that they were actually on the level of Prabhupada. What's the position after they fall down? Who's the guru for the disciple? So we're talking about the gurus who have fallen down. And so Swami, this says, is asked a very specific question about the many people in ISKCON who have had their gurus fall down. A, what is the position of such persons with fallen gurus? And B, who is now their guru? He refuses to answer the questions and instead claims that one can find the answers by reading the Bhagavad Gita. Sounds like an answer most teachers would give. This is where Krishnakant takes it to the next level. He goes to the Bhagavad Gita. So he says, when we actually consult the Bhagavad Gita, as advised by the Swami, 1, there is not even a mention of bogus gurus who fall down, never mind the status of their former disciples. 2, rather, the Gita makes it clear that such gurus who deviate are not even gurus to begin with. Quote 442, the purport. A bona fide spiritual master is in the disciplic succession from time eternal, and he does not deviate at all from the instructions of the Supreme Lord. So as before, unable or unwilling to answer a question which exposes the guru hoax of which he is part, Swami again bluffs and gives a false answer. Oof, mind blown, mind blown. And that quote brings me back to the beginning where I was talking about Swami Prabhupada. That's the purport by Swami Prabhupada criticizing these fallen gurus. So, as I said, as I go on, I come and go with him a little bit, and we see here that if he was still alive, he'd probably put his foot down and go, "What are you doing to my organization?" Or to quote him from somewhere else, they need to hang, when talking about the pedophilia that went on at New Vrindavan. But yes, he passed from the earth and his organization went in another direction. It would be very different today if they had followed his word. Back to Prabhupada shares with you that word. Issue 77 came out today. You can find it online. You can find this guy on Facebook. He posts up the issue, articles on it, whatever. You can also write to him. Just write an email. Articles are online. Free subscription. What is free? Nothing is free anymore. Nothing. Particularly something this amazing and super influential. And my obeisance is to Krishnakant. He's doing God's work, truly. And you need to check it out. So, that's all I want to say. Back to Prabhupada magazine should be on your reading list. With that, I think it's only suiting that I end by saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. May you travel in your spiritual circles with light, not darkness. If you wish to support my channel, there's some books that I've written, not halfway as insightful as him, but feel free to check them out. Check this out. And I will see you in the next show. Thank you for joining me.